Listen, I'm not here to comfort you. I'm here to tell you what most men are too weak to say out loud. If sex pleasure is where you run when life gets heavy, your discipline is already dead. Not injured, not sleeping, dead. And when discipline dies, everything else follows: focus, authority, respect, purpose. All of it collapses quietly while you tell yourself you're fine. This isn't about morality. This isn't religion. This is mechanics. This is how men get broken without a single punch being thrown. Escape kills growth, and sex pleasure is the most socially accepted escape there is. Nobody calls it what it is. They dress it up as stress relief or normal behavior. But normal doesn't mean strong. Normal is crowded. Normal is weak. Normal is easy to control. A man who escapes instead of confronting pain becomes predictable. Predictable men are easy to steer, easy to distract, easy to drain. And once you're drainable, the world lines up to siphon you. Here's the hard truth. Discipline only grows when you stay present in discomfort. The moment discomfort shows up and you run to pleasure, you teach your nervous system a dangerous rule: pressure equals escape. That rule rewires you. Over time, even small pressure feels unbearable. You lose edge. You lose hunger. You lose that sharpness that separates men who lead from men who cope. When sex pleasure becomes the exit door, real challenges start feeling optional. Why grind when you can numb? Why build when you can release? That logic poisons ambition. And poison doesn't kill fast. It kills quietly, one night at a time. This is where manipulation starts. Because men who escape are not grounded. They float. They look for relief in people instead of purpose. Women feel that instantly. They feel the man who needs softness instead of standing firm. And once that need is sensed, tests begin. The first test is stimulation without stability, flirtation without commitment, attention without direction. You get just enough to feel alive again, but not enough to build anything real. That keeps you hooked. Hooked men don't set terms. They accept them. The second test is emotional pull and release. Warmth and distance. Praise, then silence. If sex pleasure is your escape, that silence hits harder. You panic internally. You start filling the gap with effort. Messages. Availability. Apologies that aren't owed. That's power leaking out of you in real time. Another trap follows: distraction from self-work. Instead of fixing your life, you fixate on stimulation. Instead of improving your body, your income, your mind, you chase moments. Moments don't compound. Discipline does. And while you're distracted, others pass you. Let's say it raw. A man escaping into pleasure cannot hold frame. He can't maintain authority because authority requires self-command. Self-command requires restraint. Restraint is impossible when escape is your coping mechanism. There's also the illusion of control. You think because you choose the moment of pleasure, you're in charge. That's bullshit. If you needed it to feel okay, it owned you. Real control is choosing discomfort when escape is available. That's strength, another ugly truth. Constant escape drains aggression, not anger aggression, the forward driving force that pushes men to compete, to conquer, to endure. Without it, you become passive. Passive men get managed. Managed men don't lead anything. Women don't respect men who manage their stress with escape. They may enjoy the attention. They may enjoy the softness. But respect comes from stability, direction, and consistency. Escape erodes all three. Here's how the games escalate once discipline is dead. She starts setting the emotional climate. You adjust her moods. You chase peace instead of holding boundaries. You start avoiding conflict because conflict threatens access to pleasure. That's ownership. Then comes the guilt trap. She frames your boundaries as selfish. Your restraint is cold. Your focus as neglect. If escape is your habit, that guilt works. You fold to avoid tension. Folding becomes your default. Wolf men don't avoid tension. They manage it. They don't escape pressure. They apply it to themselves first. Now let's flip this shit around. The counter isn't quitting pleasure out of fear. It's killing escape. Pleasure earned after effort is different from pleasure used to avoid effort. One builds. The other rots. When pressure hits, you stay. You don't run. You sit in it. You lift. You work. You walk. You breathe. You let the nervous system learn that pressure won't kill you. Over time, pressure stops feeling like a threat. It becomes fuel. That's when discipline resurrects. As discipline returns, manipulation loses power. You don't chase relief anymore. You don't need distraction. You don't cling to attention. You observe behavior instead of reacting to emotion. When a woman tests you with distance, you don't panic. You don't fill silence. You let silence work. Silence reveals intent. People playing games can't stand it. When she uses stimulation to distract, you don't bite. You redirect focus. That alone changes how you're treated. Calm men disrupt games. Another tactic manipulators use is escalation bait. Sexual energy turn up to pull you back into escape. This is where most men fail. They think resisting means losing opportunity. In reality, resisting builds respect. Respect is leverage. You don't explain restraint. You don't announce discipline. You live it, quietly, consistently. Discipline also rebuilds polarity. You stop reacting emotionally. You become steady. That steadiness creates attraction rooted in respect, not control. Let's talk structure. Discipline needs systems, not motivation. Fixed wake time, physical training, limited screen exposure, purpose-driven work. Idle time is where escape creeps in. Fill your days with effort. Another rule: no pleasure after weakness. Pleasure comes after work, after progress, after effort. That reprograms reward pathways. Now your brain associates effort with satisfaction, not avoidance. As weeks pass, clarity sharpens. You think better, speak less, move with intent. People feel it. Tests change. Instead of manipulation, you get directness, or you get distance. Both are wins, because now you're choosing, not coping. This path isn't comfortable. That's the point. Comfort is where men decay. Discipline lives where it's uncomfortable. That's where respect is forged, that if sex pleasure is your escape, discipline is dead. But dead things can be rebuilt if you stop feeding the rot. Kill escape. Embrace pressure. Build command. That's how wolf men are made. Not by motivation. By standards enforced when nobody's watching. If this hit hard good, that means there's something to cut out and something stronger to build. If this sharpened your mind, like this video, so it reaches men who need to hear it. Share it with someone numbing themselves instead of rising. Subscribe to Primal Honor if you're done escaping and ready to live with discipline, control, and authority. Stay sharp. Stay grounded. Stay dangerous.